Good afternoon, everybody. Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay, great fellows out there. Happy Labor Day, and I hope everybody treasures a very joyous Labor Day with family members and such. Enjoy a big barbecue and outside activities as prevails with this joyous special day off for those who toil and labor. Okay, guys, topic of the video is video number 6 for the Dumas George Washburn tow tug. This is the final reveal. Now, I'm going to have a special video on this Wednesday, be a day after tomorrow. But I'll have a day off then. I'll make a special video of the maiden voyage of the George Washburn tug, just like I did sail day with my Hartman tug that I had. And so right now I'll be working on the Carol Moran. I got one hull half cut off already. Actually, at this stage right here, on video 5, I showed you that the kit that I got from Dumas last week. I had 2 good kits came in. I got the Dumas Jersey City tug, and I got my Carol Moran tug in a scale of 1/72 scale. So it comes to 2 vacuum halves as shown on video 5. Now, this is how it was on both sides. On the port side, I moved all that flash. So I could do the starboard side precisely like the port side, made them together, epoxy them together, and lay your fiberglass strip inside, and waterproof the inside of the seams, and add the keel, and build a reveal along with the stills, like I did with the George Washburn. Okay, we'll get at the side right there, fellas, and we'll get started on that. If I have a video of that, probably into this week sometime. Anyway, the George Washburn tug is completed. It's done. It's finito. It's finished. I'm glad I found it back there with my stash of unbuilt kits that I've done, and the kits that I've got started. When I do a little spring cleaning back here, that's why I ran into this bad boy over a month ago. And it's, oh man, that thing was sitting dormant all that time. I gotta get this thing done. It's done, guys. It's done. I got all the radio control ready to install, so I'll be working on that this evening. And so I have for you this Wednesday, as promised, it's going to be the maiden voyage of the George Washburn tug. And thus far that I do know of, there's only 2 videos of this tug that's made, that's been filmed. One's from Pat Triddle, I think the designer for Dumas Boats, one of the designers right there. I don't know if he designed this kit or built it for Dumas, I don't know. But it's a beautiful design, it's a wonderful design. I love these Dumas kits because they're miles better opposed to the older selections done in the past. Is because of the technology of building materials and construction. Nowadays everything is just like those laser cut pieces on the George Washburn tug. I'll tell you one thing, fellas, that was a printed sheet like these old Billings kits, and the rest of them you had to cut that stuff off with a scroll saw and file and the shape and everything. A lot of work. So the good folks at Dumas take a lot of laborious work out of the builders. They'll give you something to do, to enjoy. Okay, now behind me I got the final reveal stills of the George Washburn tug. Now I ordered a smoke generator for this thing. I should get it one day next week. Presumably maybe later on this week, I don't know. But when it gets here, it's going to get here and I'll install it. So it too has got to have its own separate power source opposed to propulsion's power source. And I ordered some fenders too, but I'm not too quite certain that George Washburn had fenders. But like I say, there's hardly any data out at all on this tug. What was on this tug in years past is probably somewhere in some archive in the Maritime Museum somewhere. That's the only place there is unknown to cyberspace. So there's only a couple pictures of it. I do know it exists because there's about 2 or 3 pictures of it in real life taken back early 1920. And so this is a tow tug for towing barges and railroad trains on barges up the Hudson River to Albany. Okay. Without further ado, we'll go ahead behind me. We'll go aft, and we're going to take a look at the George Washburn tug I took some stills of it and it's finally built. Well, cigar's not gone. Okay. Okay, fellas, there she is right there. This is the port side. I got the rails on there. Boat's vacuum formed. So vacuum form hull, this boat's going to be treated like old vacuum form kits. So you got to make sure when you're sanding it back and forth, all edges are made quite appropriately, which it does in this case. Now, what's really queer about this tug in general is that I know this is, it's true, it's not fictitious because I've seen it on the real photographs of the George Washburn. It's these sawhorse type boat cradles. They're shaped like sawhorses. They got sawhorses with boat chocks on there. I think they probably put that on there when they extended the cabin deck. I imagine this thing probably, it had a boat one time. It was probably, I really don't know where it was at, but I know one thing on the original design of the vessel itself, the main cabin was probably whacked off right about to here. So I imagine they probably had a lifeboat laying aft on their boat damage. I don't know. This is another blind spot of the tug itself, because not much reference up there to go by, other than what's available in real photographs and the plans of the kit you have. Okay, so I got the boat on there. It's all rigged up. I've got the rails on there. They're all done. I got the handrails left in brass on top of the forward service ladder going up to the pilot house. There's another one going aft on there. I left it off. Ain't no sense of servicing on top of the, well, I guess you do. You've got to change out the searchlight and the running lights and stuff. I may add it on later, but I left it off because I don't think it's, I don't want to clutter it. It's optional, guys. It says in the plans. Well, then tow winch back here. This is a hell of a place to put a tow winch right on top of a cabin. Man, that could rip the whole cabin right off. That thing has got to be, I guess once upon a time this thing was mounted on the deck with strong structure, but I guess there's a load limit on this winch, on this retrofit of the cabin. Next slide. Okay, here's an angled port view. You see the sawhorses, how they're shaped right here, the winch. I got all the guy wires on there, and I got all the guy wires on the mast. And like I say, I got holes here throughout the cabin, on the bottom of the cabin, and where I can run tubing through there to my smoke generator, where smoke can come exit from the smokestacks. Oh, okay, next still. There it is, bow shot on. Next to you, there's the starboard side, starboard quarter side right there. And a very pretty tug, a very old ancient tug it is. A tug when tugs were in the primary stage evolution of change, from coal to diesel, and from that design till physically design of new tugs in general. Close up view up there, the same view. Starboard side looking bow, looking aft, looking forward from aft. There's a screw right there. There's a winch on there and everything. It's quite bland. The service ladder goes back here like that. I may put it on, guys. I don't know. It's optional, the kit that said they can be used on there or not, so I left it off. I imagine just to save time a little bit. So I got this up going. I'm going to stay in the stand right here. Cabin comes off, you have to, the access to the radio. There's a close view of the screw right here. That's all brass, fellas. That's all brass. And you get the nylon washer right here, which keeps it from reverberating inside the stuffing tube. Got the winch back there. This, I should not put that there. This has to be aft. The reason why I put that, hull is dark walnut and black, almost black, and that's black. There's no white border behind it. So if I put Washburn back there, you couldn't see it. So I put it up here. Close view on top of the deck. bow view right there, looking at the forward tow bit, up to the bollard, up to the jack staff. And this is your anchor crane right here, anchor davit. Another view of her. Close-up view of the forward service ladder up to the railings. That's how they fit. I looked at them a while ago. I used these patterns here in the plans and laid them across here to make sure all these holes were aligned with the top course holes in the handrails. And I looked at the bow shot of the plans, and the handrails do sprayed up at an angle. For the love of me, I don't know why. I was thinking maybe the stanchions came a little closer, but they weren't. I followed the plans, and that's how they were when I pre-drilled the holes on top of the cabin. So this is correct. Top side view, the last picture. Okay, fellas. We'll take the video camera, swing to yours truly. And we'll come over here and we'll take a look at the Washburn as she's sitting over here. Get my soda pop out of the way. I generally drink Coke. I'm doing a lot of juice lately. Drink a lot of V8 juice and pineapple juices and a lot of fruit juices. Okay, there it is right there, looking aft, looking forward. Pilot house. You can see the boats on it are comprised of two pieces. Bottom hull and the top covers. And also you got wood pieces aft with a skeg and a rudder. There's your winch. And it goes up here to your top of your masthead, all the way down to the top of the skylight roof. Mantel deck, screw, Coke can. And that's it. Okay, guys, this is the conclusion of video 6 for the Dumas George Washburn tug, the final reveal, finito. And I'll be turning to on the Carol Moran next. I'm going to put this aside and let it cure and dry for about a day, and go ahead and start installing the radio in it. Underway Ship's Colors Wednesday. I have a video posted on YouTube coming your way, fellas. I'll even post them on Facebook too, for what the hey, you know. So anyway, that's the conclusion of my Dumas tug, final reveal. And again, I'd like to thank everybody out there for your wonderful comments on my videos. I got some new fellows out there I've never heard before, and they seem to be very interested at no end in my videos, and they like my videos. My videos are a lot different compared to a lot of fellows, because I like to talk, and I like to put wholesomeness and family into videos, like the way I was raised years ago. You know, I remember years ago, when I was a teenager, my younger brothers and sisters, they watched a TV sitcom back in the, oh goodness gracious, what, late 1950s, around 58, 1959, somewhere around there. And up to the early 1960s, there was a show called Sheriff John Rovick. Now, back in those days, guys, a lot of you fellas around my age and younger remember stuff like that. And those shows, what was America was and United Kingdom was all about years ago. A lot of family values and values of humanity, and a lot of love too. You know, a message across. That's how I am. I'm a people person. I love people, and I was never raised to be unkind to anybody, regardless of what skin or what. We're all God's children. We all have the same blood. We're all human beings. If we all look the same, it'd be a boring world, guys. Too much of us is too much of a big thing. So, like I say, my videos are a lot different, and I guess a lot of people like them because of that. I don't know, but I like my history, and you got to put your all into something, guys. You know, that's what it's all about. That's called selling yourself, and that's what entertainment's all about. Like Shakespeare said, the world's a stage. It's a stage for everybody. Entertainment. Okay, this is the conclusion and the final reveal for the Dumas George Washburn tow tug from the good folks of Dumas out of Tucson, Arizona. Anybody interested in some radio control ship models? Dumas has a good selection of ship models they're making. They're making new ones all the time. Years ago they had the Mr. Darby, the Shelley Foss, and they had a Davy Crockett or the Crockett or something like that. They didn't have PT-109 too. That was one of the original ones. And they didn't have too many kits back then. But now they're really excelling in producing pretty well vintage designs that were never actually in production in other companies that make radio control boats, like Kit One. Okay, get one of these. If your hobby shop don't stock it, get on Dumas e-store, www.dumasestore.com, and they got some pretty good deals. A lot of them free shipping too. This Carol Moran was free shipping. It came all the way from I believe from Maryland. No, came from Arizona. It got here in a couple days. I was really amazed. Usually ground mail is usually a week or 2 weeks. I don't know, but mail's very funny. It's very funny how it runs. So be patient. It's out there. It'll be there. And I'll be here this Wednesday for the maiden voyage of the George Washburn tug, and I can thank everybody out there again for your wonderful comments, and I'll be replying back to you. And God love you guys. Have a very wonderful Labor Day with the family, and be careful out there cooking. You don't want to get around those cold stuff. Little children, babies are out there, you know, and they like to fire and roast marshmallows, get into stuff. I was the same way when I was a child. We had a fire out there. First thing I did, grab some marshmallows or something, you know. But you gotta watch your children out there on fire, because boy, I tell you, when they fire is the most painful thing anybody can go through, getting burned, because burn is very painful. And so be safe and drinking, have fun out in the hot sun. Don't drink too much out there in the hot sun, because it's not good for you. And be careful when you're driving and everything out there, because the boys in blue and khakis are out there. So take heed of that and be safe. And I love you guys very much. You guys all take care. Make Mama happy. Stay focused when you drive. Spend wisely. And you'll be all right with the house. Okay, Frankie Day signing off. God bless you guys. Catch you Wednesday for the maiden voyage of the George Washburn tug. Bye, fellas. God bless you guys.